Since we're done discussing about pure substance, this time we will be discussing about mixture. What is a mixture? When two or more substances are mixed physically, they form a mixture. However, even though they are mixed physically, the properties of the components are retained and are distinguishable. The following are properties of a mixture. Number 1. A mixture may be homogeneous or heterogeneous. Number 2. The components of a mixture can be separated by physical method. Number 3. The energy of a mixture is neither given out nor absorbed. Number 4. The composition of a mixture is not fixed. The components of it may come in different proportions. Number 5. It has no definite melting and boiling point. Number 6. There is no chemical reaction that may occur to it. The composition of it does not undergo any change. There are two types of mixture. Number 1, heterogeneous mixture. So what is heterogeneous mixture? A heterogeneous mixture does not have a uniform composition throughout its mass. There is a sharp boundary between and among its components. Its composition comes in varying proportions. When two immiscible liquids are mixed, it is said to be heterogeneous. When oil and water are mixed together, they are separated into two layers, one above the other. This is because oil and water are immiscible. Another distinctive characteristic of a heterogeneous mixture is that it forms two or more bases. Visual examination will not always expose that the mixture is heterogeneous. For instance, blood, toothpaste, and milk may look like homogeneous mixtures. However, if we will carefully examine them through a microscope, we can actually determine that the particles of milk are scattered in a watery medium. The blood has different components such as platelets, plasma, red blood cells, and white blood cells. Another type of mixture is called Kerr's mixture. Unlike a regular heterogeneous mixture, its components are large enough to be seen without a microscope. Halo-halo, adobo, sinigang, sand and gravel mixtures are some of the common examples of this Kerr's mixture. We have suspension. What is suspension? It is another type of mixture. A suspension is a heterogeneous mixture with two or more phases. Common suspensions include mud and water, sand and water, flour in water, and droplets of oil in water. Particles in a suspension are visible and larger than those in solutions. For this reason, they can be separated through filtration. When the mixture is allowed to stand uninterrupted, we can observe that the particles in a suspension will settle at the bottom of a container. Another one is colloids. A colloid is a heterogeneous mixture when viewed microscopically, but is a homogeneous mixture when viewed macroscopically. A colloid has a particle size that is intermediate between a solution and a suspension. Unlike in suspension, the particles of a colloid cannot be separated by usual filtration. Another important thing to be bear in mind about colloid is that its particles are dispersed in a dispersing medium. A dispersing medium is a substance that where the other particles are dispersed or scattered. In most cases, colloid exhibits Tyndall effect. When a beam of light passes through the mixture, particles in a colloid will scatter light, making the beam visible. So these are the other types of heterogeneous mixture, the suspension and the colloid. Suspension can be seen by our naked eye, while colloid needs the aid of microscope in order to see the actual footage of the mixture. Now, we're done with the heterogeneous mixture. So what's the difference of this to homogeneous mixture? When we say homogeneous mixture, a mixture may be classified as homogeneous and heterogeneous. A homogeneous mixture has uniform composition all throughout its mass. However, the composition of a mixture may vary from one sample to another. Its components cannot be distinguished anymore because it has only one phase. For example, if we put 1 teaspoon of salt in a glass of water and stir it until all salt is dissolved, the mixture becomes homogeneous. Why? Notice that the mixture has only one phase. By tasting it, we can tell that it has a uniform composition because it tastes salty all throughout. When two liquids are mixed completely, they become homogeneous. This happens when two miscible liquids are combined. Miscible liquids are liquid substances that can be mixed with other liquids. For example, when we mix water with alcohol, we get a homogeneous mixture of alcohol and water. Air is a homogeneous mixture of oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, etc. So that is homogeneous mixture. So we can easily identify what is homo and what is heterogeneous mixture.